I've been using the internet for a pretty long time. I used to be part of the OG Fox Kids playing the Teen Titans video game on their shitty website. And I actually was one of the first people to actually use YouTube outside of just coming here and getting a bunch of random video clips to put on my MySpace page. So I'd like to think that I'm an internet connoisseur. And for me, there's been very few sites that have come up and have popped up that I really like and really gravitate towards. I'd say for me, my three favorite websites are probably 4chan, YouTube, and Reddit. And me personally, one thing that I found that I really enjoyed and I liked a lot was Vine. Vine came out in 2013, but I didn't really start fucking around with it until 2014. And I actually did make a couple of my own Vines. They were pretty shitty, and I was scared to show my face. So they were pretty much just retarded edits. Pretty funny. Honestly, now I take that back. I'm low-key a fucking comedic genius. But Vine was really cool because it added a new dimension for seeing content that is very kind of relaxed, more kind of just like what YouTube was in the early days, where it's just regular people with their cell phone taking videos. Granted, eventually Vine became more popular. You had people that started collaborating and making these fucking amazing like movies on Vine. But in the beginning, it was very basic and very funny, and it was kind of cool to see these different people contribute their own different takes and their own different funny things. And Vine is just such a really kind of a weird phenomenon in the sense that it was so interesting and so cool. And I think years after Vine has been gone, people still gravitate towards that kind of short, funny content from people, various people. On Vine, I never really thought of one individual as someone who I really liked. It was more so just a collective and kind of the culture of individuals that surrounded it. And that's why I think a lot of people use TikTok. I mean, obviously, there's pedophiles that like to go there and look at 14-year-olds dance. But there are some people who make kind of Vine-like content, and that's why people kind of gravitated towards it as like a substitute for Vine. And for me personally, I liked Vine a lot, and I think that its importance is not only as a alternative media, but also in terms of rejuvenating the online experience in terms of entertainment. Now, what I mean by this is that if you've used YouTube as long as I have, it has changed considerably. And I think one of the worst changes YouTube has implemented, and I wish it would change at some point in time, is that it's very hard to find new people. It's very hard to find interesting individuals because whatever's popular is popular, and it kind of creates a ecosystem where people do what's popular, people copy what's popular. A fucking video goes on trending where a bitch is living in a van, all of a sudden everyone's fucking homeless and living in a van. You know what I mean? Like, people like following trends, and YouTube promotes that through its algorithm where it's like, hey, I want to promote this shit because it's popular. And very rarely do you find new individuals on YouTube that I personally really like or even get involved with. But if you look at Vine and you look at what it contributed to in terms of YouTube and the internet at large, it actually really kickstarted a lot of people's online careers, if you want to say, and really gave people a chance to see new people that they like and also kind of follow through. Now, this happened, Vine has its goods and bads. You know what I mean? Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they're from Vine, all right? If Vine didn't exist, they didn't exist. And they are an example of the immense popularity they had on Vine, which then translated to YouTube. And that's a crazy thing about Vine, is that once it shut down, a lot of the people that were like popular actually translated to either YouTube or Instagram. And what's amazing about Vine is just the simple fact that it was a new item to curate talent and new item to find individuals and contribute to online entertainment. There's people like ProZD, Caleb City. Like I said, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, as cringy as they ended up being, they were, entertaining to little kids and stuff. And then there's also Drew Gooden and a bunch of other people that, had it not been for Vine, I don't think they would have ever had the chance to ever really blossom and turn into anything on YouTube, because YouTube is such a great site and also terrible site because, there's people like me who are amazing. I mean, I upload regularly, like 4 times a year. I usually have really great content that would be good in like 2009. And, I just get swept under the rug. Meanwhile, people who just, make the same content, they go out in the fucking rainforest and they're ziplining and shit. Who cares about that? That's stupid. They get all the views. So you can see, for me, a direct fucking example of why YouTube is such a piece of shit. But I think for me personally, I loved Vine. I always liked using it when it was around. Even though it was 7 seconds, you would find those little snippets, those little clips that were, funny. And it's actually pretty crazy to see how many people that were funny and entertaining on Vine translate into YouTube, where they're actually really fucking good content creators and they're really cool. And had it not been for Vine, I don't think they ever really would have had the chance to ever really flourish and blossom the way they did on YouTube. So for me, to you, Vine, God tier fucking app. Too bad Twitter doesn't know how to fucking monetize that shit. Rest in peace to Vine. And YouTube is just about a piece of shit when it comes to finding new people.